Ooh, monkey see, monkey do, monkey start war, monkey win war too. Today I am ranking Planet of the Apes characters. In a previous monkey ranking video, I did have Caesar as C tier, but as I said in such video, that was purely based off of a friend's recommendation, and that friend has actually been proven wrong. Because the apes and Planet of the Apes are some of the best primate characters I've ever seen. Fully developed, full characters. Shout out to Jack Boyle for making me watch them. Today, in honor of him, I'm wearing my Jack Boyle fit. We got the boots, we got the cargo pants, and we got the white t-shirt. So channeling our inner Jack today, and let's start ranking these monkeys. And I will be killing mosquitoes throughout it, so just get into that. I don't know. Okay. Number one, I think we do have to start with Caesar. Like, that's my man. That's my guy. He's number one. And personally, I would say that Caesar's an S tier ape. Okay, first of all, literally started Planet of the Apes. Like, literally, I guess not patient zero, but like, he did that shit. Like,
Take your stinking paw off me, you damn dirty ape! No!
Who's saying no like that? Nobody but Caesar. Like, nobody was doing it like him. Like, literally rags to riches. Like, James Franco's attic to Redwood Forest. Like, get into that. Get into the vibes. Yeah, and no one was doing it like that. Don't think he ever made a bad decision besides maybe a couple in war, but like, low-key king, like, best developed character, obviously main character of the franchise, and like, great main character. Like, he did that. He took care of apes. Like, nobody loves apes more than Caesar, but also like loved humans too. Like, so much love in his little heart, and just like some of the best lines of the movie. I don't know, go to Caesar. So yeah, Caesar, S tier. Then I'm gonna say, it's too easy. Okay, Buck. Buck is the gorilla from Rise, and like, he did die for Caesar, so like, good for him, but honestly he didn't get that much screen time. So because he died for Caesar and he's like a legend and a king, I'm gonna give him an A, but like, not enough character development for me to give him an S. Okay, Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes is Caesar's eldest son. I feel like has a bit, like, I wish we had more Bright Eyes screen time, because I feel like he's a bit of a troubled son. Like, he's got this awesome father who like literally liberated his kind, and he's like the son with all these expectations develop, and he gets a little confused, and he like really likes Koba anyways, and so he gets really into that. But he does betray Caesar, kind of. Like, he kind of is taking Koba's side, and I understand that he's just scared of the humans and has been fear-mongered. And, like, obviously he does come back around. Like, his dad is his dad. Like, he takes care of Caesar. And, like, he tries to protect his mom. But, you know, we all saw what happened there in Dawn. So I'm gonna give him an A tier, because, not an S tier because of his betrayal in Dawn, but yeah, otherwise good. Okay, Rocket, honestly, I feel like does not get enough screen time, but like, I love the redemption arc of like before he was woke. Like, Rocket was taunting Caesar, like he was alpha of the ape sanctuary, but as soon as Caesar hit him over the head with that bucket, he got into shape. Like, that's all he literally needed, was getting hit over the head with the bucket. So like, that's kind of awesome. So, and then he was like Caesar's, like, not necessarily right hand man, but like, he was with Caesar till the day he died. Like, that's literally number one. Like, he went in there in war just to save that little girl. Like, he's a legend for that. He actually is a legend for that. And I feel like he's kind of unsung hero, you know what I mean? Like, no one's really giving out a screen time to Rocket. He's not getting a lot of character development. We don't really know that much about him, but like, he's there and he's doing that. So I'm gonna give him an A tier. S tier because unfortunately I just don't know that much about him. I don't know. Yes. So Rocket's A tier. Maurice is S tier, obviously, because first of all, why is orangutan like literally new sign before, like he didn't even need the woke virus, like he was already there, like he literally already had it. I don't know, so he's kind of genius for that, and he's like the calm, like wise orangutan who's always like very peaceful and passive, and he takes care of that little coral in War at the Planet of the Apes. So shout out to Maurice for that. Yeah, I think Maurice is S tier, obviously, like probably the only ape that I might like more than Caesar, like not necessarily because like Caesar's goated, but like it's hard to compare two of the greatest. I don't know. So Maurice is obviously S tier. I like don't know what else to say. I love the scene with him and Bad Ape in War of the Planet of the Apes when he just like that's good.
No, 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 no. Okay.
That's good, and he's kind, gentle soul. Anyways, okay. Speaking of Bad Ape, let's get into Bad Ape. Bad Ape, I think I have to give him S tier. Like, I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I should give him A tier, but I have to give him S tier. First of all, comedic relief. Finally, we have a comedic relief in the movies. And who is it? It's Bad Ape. And, like, he's a legend, first of all. First of all, the fashion game is way up with Bad Ape. He was doing that. Funny, very kind and caring, and, like, very silly, but, like, also has had a dark past. Like, he literally... his son, all of his zoo friends, he's been living alone just in this forest with no one, and yet he's still so happy and funny and joyful. Like, yeah, like literally optimistic king. Like nobody's doing it like him. I'm gonna get teary-eyed talking about Bad Ape. Like that's a legend right there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bad Ape is S tier. Oh my gosh, I love Bad Ape. Okay, Cornelia, like, first of all, like, yes, I think here we have to acknowledge that the Planet of the Apes franchise maybe does not have the best representation of women ever. Are all the women caregivers? Yes. Can any of the women apes speak? No. Do any of the women ape fight? I don't think so. So maybe not the greatest there, but Cornelia was fulfilling her caregiver role. Like I don't know anything about her, but she's a queen girl boss, and like she mothered those children. But because I don't know that much about her, like I have to give her an A tier. I feel like I should give her lower. There's so many yellow jackets. Okay, please stay away from me. Okay, Cornelius, that's the baby. Cornelius' baby comes in war. Like, I don't think has any other line other than father. Like, saw traumatized baby. Like, literally traumatized baby. Is gonna grow up to be a TikTok star. Like, I don't know. Trauma baby Cornelius. Like, I know he's gonna be in the press as a teenager. Like, it's just giving that. Anyways, but, like, he's baby. He doesn't really do that much else. I'm gonna give him a B tier. Like, traumatized baby, and, like, I feel for him, but he's just a baby. He can't really do that much. The second female ape character, and once again caregiver. She does do a lot more, so like fuck. Okay, wait, I think I'm gonna have to move Cornelia to B tier, and I think I'm gonna have to say Lake is A tier, because at least she has like a little bit more. Like, she does hold up that rock to stop Caesar from dying, so like we see a little bit more, I don't want to say strength from her, but like we see that we get a little bit more character for her. We know she loved Blue Eyes, and like, yeah, we get a little bit more. She's standing up for Caesar, like, even though like the love of her life has just passed away, she's like I'm in with the family, like I gotta take care of my would-be father-in-law, and I really respect that a lot. So I'm gonna say Lake is A tier. She was doing that. She was taking care of the children while also like taking care of the tribe, like low-key leader vibes. Okay, Donkey. And to Donkey here, I'm referring to the red one, who like is the only like reoccurring donkey we really see. I'm gonna give him a B tier. You may be thinking I would give him less than that. Well, I'm gonna give him a C tier. I'm gonna give him a C tier because yes, he does have a redemption at the end and he does save Caesar, but also just like, I don't know, like he lived most of his life not doing that, and only at the end did he come around. But like he turned against his species out of fear, and that's like really not chill, and that's not cool. How could you turn against Caesar? How could you turn against the apes? Like really not cool. C tier. Winter, bottom tier, lowest tier possible in hell. That's where Winter is. I'm sorry, how are you on Caesar's inner circle? How are you in Caesar's inner circle, know the apes, and you betray them out of fear? Do you have no trust in Caesar? Do you have no love for Caesar, for his apes? You care more about yourself than you do all the apes. Like, selfish ape. I hate Winter. Worst ape, coward, weak. And then they come back and he just yaps right away because again, he just wants to save himself. Lame, boo. I hate Winter. Lame, not cool, not good at all. Anyways, okay. Ash, like low-key, like obviously I have a favorite because that's my name, but we don't see that much for Ash except for like Ash. First of all, Ash is standing up for what's right before Blue Eyes is. Like, let's get into that. Okay, Rocket. Okay, point for Rocket for raising his son right. But yes, Ash is standing up and Ash does die for the cause. So I'm gonna say A. Like, I don't know that much about Ash besides like this fucker got shot by the humans and then tries to stand up to protect the apes and then gets thrown off the freaking stairs by Goba. Literally so lame. Like, justice for Ash. Yeah, Ash is A tier. Okay, Luca. Luca is the gorilla in War for the Planet of the Apes. And like obviously he's like standing by Caesar and then he does die for Caesar, and which like, why are we always sacrificing our gorillas? Why are we always sacrificing? And like, let's get into the ape stereotypes of Planet of the Apes. Okay, so we have chimps who are like wise, strong leaders, just like well-rounded. We have orangutans who are like peaceful, passive, and wise. We have bonobos who maybe are a little bit feisty, like they're a little bit fighters, a little bit agile, but like, yeah, they're a little feisty. And then we have the gorillas who were just like big, strong tanks, like pure muscle. And like, why are the gorillas always dying for Caesar? Like, is someone gonna die for the gorillas? That's my question. Justice for the gorillas. Anyways, Luca A tier. Like, we don't really know that much about him besides like he's willing to die for Caesar, and he's like, yeah bitch, I'm coming with you, like ride or freaking die. So like, legend. Like, oh, and he is really nice to the little girl. He was really nice to Miss Nova. So fuck, I like want to give him higher, like 8.5. He's an 8.5. Yeah, shout out to Luca. I just like, I hate to put anyone on the same tier as like Caesar and Maurice because like, I'm trying to talk about apes. I'm literally trying to talk about apes. I don't care. I don't know what that is. A bird? Okay, I'm gonna finish this and you're gonna have to be quiet, Mr. Bird. Okay, our last one, our most complex, I would say, is, I'm literally trying to talk about apes. Our last one is Koba. Koba is like so complex because obviously like I understand shut up, oh my god. Obviously like I understand Koba because he has only ever seen the bad side of humans, like insanely tested on, like gone through all these tests, hashtag Free Monkey Island, get into that. Anyways, yeah, but so he only sees the bad side of humans, and like I was actually talking to Jack yesterday and he was talking about like Koba can't exist peacefully around apes, like we see that, and then you just see that fear in him, that fear of like the humans coming back, and so he acts in this way, and he's staying by Caesar's side right till the end. He's like, Caesar, 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 like, Caesar, you don't know this, like, Caesar, you're being lied to, like, Caesar, I'm trying to protect you, I'm trying to protect the apes. But he ultimately, like, his fear of humans, like, causes him to betray Caesar. I really need the birds to stop. Causes him to betray Caesar, which is like really not cool. Like, he literally, like, he's so smart as fuck, and like, yes, him in the battle is like pretty crazy, like, he's a pretty good fighter, and I'm sorry, but the line, ape win war, like, that's crazy. Like,
follow Koba to war. Apes win war.
like, that's crazy. That's a crazy line, and like, he kind of did that. But he does get power hungry, and his fear of humans leads to him just like getting power hungry, and he can't take it, and finally, you know, he's lived this whole life like not really having any power, like being the subject of humans, being under Caesar, and then finally he gets it, and he goes a little bonkers. He goes a little crazy boots, and he develops like this hatred for Caesar, and he forgets that love that he had, mostly because he's probably so hurt by Caesar, that Caesar would listen to humans over listening to him. I'm like, I get that, like, I actually do get that in a real way. But yeah, so like, obviously he's a villain, and so like the desire to put him on the bottom tier is there, but he's such a complex character that I feel like there needs to be like a separate tier, which like maybe I should have organized these different. So I think Koba's gonna have his own tier, which is that cool, complex, but ultimately he betrayed the goat. Like, he betrayed the goat. Like, how could you do that to Caesar? How could you do that to Ash? How could you do that to your fellow apes? Like, ape no kill ape, what happened to that? And yeah, and I think that's all the apes. I'm only ranking the apes because who cares about the human characters? I'm getting spooked. I'm in the woods and I'm spooked. I'm in the woods alone and I'm spooked. Anyways, I'm gonna end this because I've said all the apes, but watch Planet of the Apes. They're awesome. They're fire. If you think you're not gonna like it, wrong. Like, you're gonna like it. It's awesome. Best movies ever. And the apes are really good. Again, I think some of the most complex ape characters we see in any movie. It's so awesome to have an ape as a main character. I feel like a lot of the other monkeys I rank like aren't really a part of a franchise that gives them a good storyline. Like, maybe they're video game characters, or maybe they're just like little side goofy monkeys in a movie. Whereas I feel like the Planet of the Apes characters kind of deserve their own ranking in this because they are actually fully complex ape characters. And it's so awesome, and it's so cool, and I think we should liberate Monkey Island, and I think that James Franco should actually figure out how to make that virus so that we can free the monkeys. And that's all that I have to say on that. Yeah. Pretty beautiful. Yeah, and I'm actually living in Planet of the Apes right now, and I'm actually just stepped away to talk about this. So yeah, get into that. I'm low-key inducted into ape society. Like, they love me. They kind of like low-key love me. Also, how come there were no well, I guess the humans like kind of took the ape side, but like, you see apes turning to the human side. How come no humans were turning to the ape side? Like, do you think that ever happened, or do you think the apes just were like, get away from us? I don't know. Need to know what you know what I would love to see is like propaganda posters from like the human side of like the apes, like during the virus, because you know they were making that shit. Like, you know there's like anti-ape like propaganda, but then you also know that there was hippy dippy peace lovers being like, they're literally just apes, like, let the apes live in peace. Like, the things I would do to have propaganda posters like that from that era. Somebody get on that. Somebody make me propaganda posters from Planet of the Apes movies. There's a carpenter ant rapidly moving towards me, and I'm gonna end this now. Okay, thank you. I hope you're all doing well, and most importantly, ape together strong.